From the Allen Media Worldwide Headquarters Studios high atop 2 Turtle Creek, this is Deconstructing Dallas. Greetings, everyone. This is Ryan Trimble, sitting here alongside the always hardworking Shawn Williams. Shawn, good day to you, my friend. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm glad that we had this podcast scheduled in our week, because if not, I don't know if I would have seen you this week, because we seem to be on like parallel tracks that never meet each other. So it's good to see you here in the Allen Media Studios.
That's right. It's always good to see you, my great co-host and colleague. And hey, just thanks for squeezing me in, you know? I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man, we literally have to schedule this time. So I'm glad that we put this on the calendar. On social media, too, I wanted to give a shout out to our creative team at Allen Media, because we have a new logo for our podcast that we posted to Twitter this week.
Yeah, check it out if you haven't seen it. It's really fun, conceptual. It's got some radio waves shooting off into the ethosphere, and way to go, Bill Stipp, Jessica Moore, our great award-winning creative team here at Allen Media. I mean, these guys do such great work, so we're really appreciative of them squeezing us into their calendar as well, because we know they're jamming away.
Absolutely. They are busy, but they worked for our podcast that is the little podcast that could, but seems to still be on the track. So I'm glad they hooked us up and did some really, really amazing work as usual.
That's right. And Shawn, it's interesting. I think, we keep saying how busy we are. I think the last time that you and I sat down for lunch was actually at a Dallas Regional Chamber luncheon, where Lisa Rowe, the new chancellor of the UNT system, was the keynote speaker.
Yeah, that's right. Chancellor Rowe gave an amazing talk where she highlighted some of her career. And I know, she was being modest, but, she's had an amazing 30-plus year career with NASA. And, we're very fortunate to have her in the North Texas area, and very fortunate to have her at the University of North Texas to share her expertise. And she really has a passion for students. She's a first-generation college student herself. So she really, in her speech, talked a lot about having to work herself as she was going to school in Gainesville, Florida. And, she can really relate to a lot of the kids that are going to school in the system, whether it be UNT Dallas or throughout. So it was really good to hear from Chancellor Rowe.
Yeah, we're lucky to have her here in the Metroplex. Neat lady. And if you haven't had a chance to hear her speak, well, guess what? You've got a chance now.
Yeah, she's got a new podcast.
That's right.
She's got a podcast with Shannon Murray from Fox 4, and it's called Bridging Gaps, and it's produced by the UNT system, produced by Paul Corliss and his staff, and they've done a really good job. So we would definitely encourage our listeners to check out Chancellor Rowe and Shannon Murray and their podcast on SoundCloud.
Yeah, exciting stuff, and can't wait to see the great episodes that they have coming up.
But I also cannot wait to get to our conversation with Raamel Mitchell.
That's right, our friend Raamel, great guy. Raamel Mitchell is the director of Citizenship for the Central U.S. for Microsoft, and he is also the campus director for the Las Colinas campus here in the DFW Metroplex. And man, this guy, he's pretty unbelievable, really. I mean, I just love getting to sit down with Raamel, because you can always tell his brain's moving and grooving. He's always thinking about stuff that goes way over my head. So,
and we've worked a lot both with Raamel, and Microsoft obviously is a great client of ours, but Raamel's just a guy that you would bump into, even when we were in different jobs, bump into out and about, because, Microsoft is so involved in things going around in the community. And the great thing is that, with Raamel being a local guy, a product of Dallas, it really is great to see him out making such a difference. And for you, with that being kind of your lead account, you've had a chance to even spend some time at the Redmond campus.
Yeah, I have. It's last fall I got to go up to Redmond and see the mothership, the Microsoft mothership, and you should see it. It's like a beehive. There's so much action up there, and got to hear several cybersecurity updates, which will scare the pants off of you. Cyber warfare is real, people, and thanks to the Microsoft Corporation for keeping us all just a little bit safer. And if you are a corporation, let me just recommend, just go ahead and sign up for Azure, the Microsoft product, because it's it's the best in all the cloud services. So please do that.
Being on the Microsoft campus, even compared to 4 or 5 years ago, there's so much going on here. And we'll talk later with Raamel just about where the campus here in North Texas fits in to the rest of the operations that Microsoft have going on. But I remember when I used to live out that way, there was a presence of Microsoft, but now it really is amazing to see the contribution that Microsoft is making here in our economy.
Yeah, and the interesting thing that most of our listeners probably don't know is that the Las Colinas campus is the second largest outside of you've got Redmond, the main campus. Silicon Valley just barely edges us, but we won't count them because they're kind of just up there in the Silicon Valley swirl. So here in the rest of the world, the real world, the DFW campus is the largest campus outside of Redmond. So it's exciting stuff, and most of our listeners probably don't know that. And they are also a growth campus, so they're going to be adding more jobs over the coming year, and bringing in a lot of smart people into the economy. So exciting times at Microsoft, and we'll look forward to our conversation after this break. Hope you all will stick with us. This is Deconstructing Dallas. Ryan Trimble, Shawn Williams. Talk to you soon. Shawn, working in PR, you and I meet a lot of people, and we shake a lot of hands, and we always try to greet them with a smile, which means we need a toothbrush to keep our pearly whites at the top of their game. This is why I'm so excited that Buckbrush exists.
That's right, man. Buckbrush sells quality toothbrushes for $35. Man, that is right, $35. Another company, they might charge us $150 for the same quality brush, plus another extra $15 a month for a new brush head. But with Buckbrush, they send us a new brush head every month for $1.
Buckbrush makes brushing your teeth easier and more efficient, so you can have a great smile. Just like me and Shawn.
That's right, so stop spending hundreds of dollars for your electric toothbrush. Join the revolution. Let's vibe together with Buckbrush. For more information, visit buckbrushco.com. Welcome back to Deconstructing Dallas. Shawn Williams, Ryan Trimble. We are excited to be here in Las Colinas with the Central U.S. Director of Citizenship and Public Affairs, as well as the Las Colinas Campus Director for Microsoft. We are with our good friend, Raamel Mitchell. Raamel, thanks for having us out here, man.
Hey, guys. Thanks for coming out. Really appreciate you both being out here today. This is awesome. This has made my week. And so seeing both of you here. So thanks.
I hope your week gets better than from here, but we appreciate it.
It's hard to tell. It's Tuesday.
Dream bigger, Raamel.
It's Tuesday, so it's hard to tell. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Well, it was great. Shawn and I pulled onto campus and had a hard time finding a parking spot, and we got in the door, and it's jamming around here on campus. So can you tell us a little bit about what's going on here on campus?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, your observation here is spot on. We have really just a ton of activity happening on campus. Really over the last year, we have focused on the Las Colinas campus as being a growth site. I think that reflects kind of the growth of business and the business environment in North Texas. And we have a number of teams that are here. We have some that have actually relocated or that are expanding their presence here at our Las Colinas campus. And so when we think about the growth, both from the employees that we're bringing to North Texas, but also our customers and partners and community partners that are leveraging our space, it is busy all the time. So while I'm sorry that you had a hard time finding a parking spot, one of the things that does reflect is just the growth that we're seeing. We expect to continue seeing here in North Texas in terms of our presence.
Back in the day, I worked at IBM, and we were down the street, and I remember, and I used to live out this way, and so I would drive by, and I would see the Microsoft sign flag out, and I was like, oh, cool, Microsoft is here. That's nice. I'm sure they got a little office. But now, I mean, this is one of the larger facilities for Microsoft. So can you talk about how this Las Colinas campus fits into the overall scope of Microsoft, as well as kind of some of the activities and the work that you do here?
Yeah, so spot on in terms of one of the largest campuses. So I think this is right now the second largest campus in the U.S. Outside of Redmond. I think Silicon Valley will technically beats us from that standpoint. However, when we think about our footprint in Dallas, we have a number of groups that are based here. Of course, our sales and marketing team for the South Central U.S., which comprises about 6 states. We have our worldwide inside sales team that's also located here. That's a new location. That was a target. They said, hey, look, where in the country will we locate our new inside sales team, our new global inside sales team? So we looked throughout the U.S., and we really came down to the conclusion that when you look at the number of schools that are here, you look at the cost of living, you look at education attainment, that North Texas and the Dallas area kind of made sense. And so we've expanded that. We also have our CSS, or our customer services group, that's located here as well. So let's say if you have a problem with Xbox or Exchange or SharePoint, or you just want to call and say, hey, how great that is. We have our inside team that's located here as well. And then, of course, like our public sector team or state and local government team, Bing advertisement team has a presence here. And again, I think it goes back to the fact that this Dallas, the North Texas area, is just a great place for work life. It's a great place to have a business. We see a ton of growth occurring, not just from our business here, but also the enterprise, small business, and even the entrepreneurial sectors are all growing at a rapid rate. And so when we think about our presence from a business standpoint, it makes sense to be located here. And also, going back, to kind of deeper into your question, it also reflects the type of investments that we're going to make and that we have been making into the community as well.
Yeah, I wanted to focus on that for a minute. One of my proudest moments working with you, Raamel, was during last fall's hurricane and the Hurricane Harvey recovery at the K. Bailey Hutchison Dallas Convention Center. Microsoft, your team, you guys stepped up. You were the first ones, among the first ones there on the ground, and you guys built an entertainment center for the evacuees. And man, it was the most popular place in the whole convention center. I mean, kids were playing the games, people were watching TVs, and it was really a blessing to have you all in town. So, aside from that, can you tell us about your other community involvement here in Dallas and across the region? Yeah,
and first to the Hurricane Harvey relief efforts. I mean, once again, thanks for your efforts as well. I mean, Allen Media really helped in that and plugging us in with our partner that helped to provide some of those large screens, which was Walmart, which did a great job there as well, and then the Microsoft retail store team. And we continue to work with organizations to support Harvey relief and other recovery efforts as they come up. In terms of our local presence, we've really focused on a couple of areas. One being our education, and two being economic development. And in fact, last year, our City Next cabinet in Dallas, which is basically comprised of all of our leaders here, and so we assemble on a monthly or quarterly basis, and we said, what area of Dallas kind of makes sense for us to make investments in, and so we aligned basically to what Mayor Rollins had focused on, which is the southern sector, which is Grow South. And so we said as a company, as a Las Colinas campus, that we were going to focus on the Grow South initiative in those areas, and then we're going to actually get really, really targeted on that and focus on educational opportunities. And so we adopted South Oak Cliff High School and the P-Tech program there, and we've been driving programs like Youth Spark and weekly or monthly meetings, if you will, where we go out and we train students, we train teachers around STEM careers and STEM opportunities and technology. And last April was really fun. In fact, about a year ago, this week, we had one of the largest Youth Spark events. We brought like 1,600 students together with Dr. Bernard Harris, a former astronaut. He's I guess you're never a former astronaut. They always carry that title. So an astronaut, pilot, cardiologist, and now venture capitalist. He came in town and just really did an amazing